guys, to our YIS Global Club meeting today. Today we're going to be going over Unit 4, Lesson 2, using research reports to evaluate stocks. Today I have Pranav. Pranav comes to us from New Jersey. He's a student advisory board member, and he's going to be your instructor today. So Pranav, whenever you're ready.
All right, so let's start with the idea of the week. And this week's idea of the week that I chose was that Airbnb is officially going public at a valuation of $42 billion. And first, I just wanted to know, what do you guys think about this? Do you think it's overvalued? And how do you think the stock price is going to react in the short term and long term?
I think it depends though, because right now, since we're all still in a pandemic, it might go a little down. So yeah, I don't know how many people are going to be using Airbnb in this situation. So I think it might go down, but
I think it's actually going to skyrocket, at least in the start, just because usually all the IPOs that have been happening this year, they've all been going up a lot. Like we just saw DoorDash today. It went up, I think, like 80% or something like that. But I think it's way too overvalued because even in April, they had a private valuation of just $18 billion. And I don't think their company's gotten over 2 times better. I don't think their values increased that much. So I still, in the long term, maybe next year, I think they're going to go down. But then, like, if you're looking at maybe a 10-year horizon, since they're a great company, at least I think they are, and they have a great business model, I think they'll be a good long-term investment. Yeah, so today we're going to be learning about how to analyze financial reports of companies. And our goal is to know how to use the S&P 500 and the Dow to research stocks, to understand research reports, and to learn what the role of a stockholder is in a business. All right, let's get started. To start, just look up the Dow Jones list of companies and do the same for the S&P. And for now, I just wanted you to keep these 2 tabs open. I'll just give you a minute for that. Yeah, so the Dow represents 30 of the most valuable U.S. companies, and the S&P 500 is a list of 500 of the most significant U.S. firms. Now go back to the other tabs that you have open and look at the companies that make up these 2 indexes and ask yourself all these questions. If your answer was yes to all those questions for a certain company, in your own time, you should start reading the financial reports of that business to try determining if it's a good investment. And you can use these sites to do it. So we have SumZero, Mad Money, The Motley Fool, Seeking Alpha, and these are just some of the famous researching sites. And I also want you to find the company's reports that you think aren't good, just so you have a better understanding of what is and what's not. What golden rule do you think we've been emphasizing in this unit so far? Do you guys have any idea? It's actually that you should do your own homework and own what you know. Since by doing this, you're actually researching on your own, which is, as they say, doing your own homework. So let's move on now to what it really means to owning the stock of a company. So when you're buying equity in a company, you become a partial owner. And just like how you research and analyze different phones to decide which one to buy, you research and analyze stocks to figure out if they're a good investment or not. And there are 5 steps to this. The first being to make sure that the company is public so that you could actually invest in them. Then on their website, go to their investor relations page where you can watch their presentation and understand how their company operates and generates cash flow. The third step is to read annual reports, because this really gives you an in-depth understanding of the company's management. If you go to a certain section that's management discussion and analysis. You should also read other people's opinions on investing in the company just to get a better understanding of the firm. And lastly, read through the company's financials to see if they're financially healthy or not. So the stock market, it's really just a place where you get the aggregate and opinions of all the market participants to come up with a consensus on a company's worth. And as mentioned before, a good investor will always do their own due diligence and understand the companies they are holding in their portfolio. So I just have some questions for you guys now. Does anyone know the answer to what does it mean to be a shareholder of a company?
You own a little portion of it, like you own a certain amount of it.
No. The next question is, how is it possible to believe in a company or know it so well that you're confident that you're right and the market is wrong about what it's worth? Does anyone know this? Okay, so
I mean, yeah, I think it is possible if you do the research and see what the real value of it is. So
yeah, and if you could kind of see if a company has a competitive advantage or not.
Yeah,
if you do enough research and you could try
the,
figuring it.
the economic mode, right?
Yeah. And why does the market get it wrong sometimes?
I mean, sometimes companies are overvalued or undervalued.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation we're all currently in, or simply like some stuff going on in the company, such as like a new CEO, or yeah.
And it could also happen because at the end of the day, the market's driven by people's emotions and people. No. All right, so now we have Kahoot. Just open it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think ROE stands for? We'll just do it.
Return on equity.
Yeah, you're right. And company A has an ROE of 12.37%, and company B has a ROE of 21.32%. Which is a better investment?
I think last time we met, like, I don't know if you said that the higher the ROE, the better investment, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
company B. And then in addition to high returns on capital, what should an investor look for in a company? So could you show the options for the third question? The third question.
Economic modes.
Yeah, you're right. All right. And that's the end of this lesson. There's also some additional resources actually as last. I'll just show that quickly. Yeah, so these are some additional resources you could use when researching. All right.
All right, so if you guys can go over the handout, it has some really great resources on it. Looks like some of the sources you can use for your research reports. They're Seeking Alpha, Sum Zero, Wall Street Journal, The Motley Fool, Jim Cramer, Guru Focus, Value Investors Club, and a few others as well are really great for your research reports that you guys are going to have to start working on for the stock pitch competition coming up in April, if you guys are interested in doing that. Looks like we have a question. Haripriya.
I was just confused. How do we enter for the stock pitch competition?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked. We will have registration opening up in February. So that's going to be on our website. There's going to be a calendar that basically says all of the different stock pitch competitions. We're going to try to do them regionally. So Haripriya, where do you live?
I live in Potsdam, New York.
In New York. Okay, so New York is going to have their own stock pitch competition. So it's the state of New York. So basically you will, all of our stock pitch competitions are virtual this year. So depending on how many students we have, you can either, we'll either have a live Zoom event like this, or you can submit a YouTube presentation where you record yourself filming your stock pitch, and that's how they're judged. So yeah, so basically you write your stock pitch report. We have all of the templates and guidelines on our website. and you basically pitch your stock. And so we have, I think we're probably going to have 12 or 13 different state stock pitch competitions in the US, plus some international as well. So once the state winner goes on to the regionals, and then the regional winner goes on to our global competition that we have. And it's May 27th is our global competition date. So, all right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss you guys for today. And I want to tell you guys that next week, don't forget to join me. We're going to be going over community champions and what that looks like. It's our global community service event that we're going to be having. We're going to do a Stock the Shelves food drive in January. And we hope to have all of these done in your own region. So if you live in Colorado, if you live in California, if you live in New York, you'll be able to join our community champions Stock the Shelves food drive. We're basically collecting canned goods and non-perishables for your local food bank. So it's going to be a great opportunity for our YIS students, as well as for parents and friends and family to get involved as well. So I will see you guys next week, same time, same place. I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.